Hello there, guys and gals, and you won't believe this, but we're still, working on the old Mustang. So, tonight we have a smorgasbord of episodes, and they might even be real gooder. Everything from measuring your own custom belt, because we did away with a lot of little electrics and extras that would make it really nice. Anyway, so we got to come up with our own belt now. We got that. I want to show you how to measure for your drive shaft. But first, let's just do this little trick that I saw. This is our shock tower, I think they call it. See how rusty and like not so gooder it kind of looks? I saw that somebody took aluminum foil, regular aluminum foil, and water and cleaned this stuff up once. Let's just see if it really works. If it does, then we found a little hack. If not, we're just gonna, clean it up with some SOS pads and go on about our business. So let's just see how this works. Huh. Maybe. I see stuff like turning into chromish. The thing I saw was they took like an old Ford pitted bumper. Now it don't get rid of pits, but I mean, it'll get rid of like nastiness, I guess. And rust. Maybe. It's getting rid of a little rust really easy, kind of like an SOS pad will. So I guess it does kind of work. So if you don't have an SOS pad and you're on an extreme budget and you have some aluminum foil, my gosh, that does kind of work. It is doing some sort of magic. Come on, get that nasty stuff right there. Huh. I definitely got some metallic stuff looking there. Let's just get a rag and see what it looks like. If it does, we'll continue with that. If it doesn't, we'll just hit it with the SOS or something or move on about our business. I just really want to see if that would work or not. I mean, I've got metal on the fingers there. So, it very well may work. Now you saw that was like 2 seconds worth of work, so I'm gonna say it works-ish. Might work better on a chrome bumper. This you can still see like the scratches in it, so I don't know. I think we're gonna try steel wool instead. It does work though. So I guess if you you don't have that stuff, it might work. It works-ish. It ain't gonna make it perfect, but it'll make it more gooder. So the second part is measuring for a drive shaft. You absolutely, positively need a measuring stick. And I always lose mine. Dang it. Where in the world? Why can't I just put stuff back? Anyway, we made these the other night. And we made them, boom, for that. So I'll tell you roughly what I did was measure from here to here, and that's where these bends come from. I just bent it accordingly, and then I bent down the edges at 2 inches, and then I cut from this corner right back to this corner at a straight line-ish. As you can see, I gotta clean it up. But from this line, or this corner to this corner, and just cut it to give me that kind of, you know, cobra looking bite that I want. And we're gonna weld those babies on there, you know, if we can get it just right, or just wrong, whatever. You know, we don't want it to match clear to the door, we just want it close-ish, you know what I mean? I don't know if we're gonna slope it, you know, like this guy, or just gonna keep it straight. I kind of like it just straight, tell you the truth. I kind of like that. I don't know. We're going to spitball it and see what's what and what for and all that good jazz. But anyway, we did bend those. Those essentially didn't cost us anything because we already bought the metal. I can't believe I lost my daggone measuring stick again. Oh, shoot. You know, I have like 12 of these from Harbin Freight, and I'll be danged if I can't. There we go. Yes. Victory. Gotta switch out them batteries. We also polished up the wheels last night and put our tires mounted and balanced them. Like, they still got some residue on them, but, you know, overall, gooder. So, measuring for a dry shaft, what you need to do is measure from the center of this guy right here, okay, to the very back of the transmission. And I'm going to show you. I'll show you how I did it. Right, wrong, or indifferent, those bolts stick out roughly exactly where I just showed you, to the center of that dry shaft, right? Hope you guys could see that. Yeah, right there. So what we did in turn was, gosh dang, we made sure our lighting was extra crappy, and then we hooked it right here to the bolt, and we went right off of the bolt, back of the bolt. Dang you. Stay. Come on now. Stay. All right, so hopefully, no, you can't see that way. So we went there to the very back of the tail shaft, okay? And what we got was blinded. We got 52, almost 53. So we got 53 and 5/8. I'm sorry, 52 and 5/8. Right to the back of this, right? Now, after you get that measurement from the very back of this tail shaft, from right here at this bolt, I put it right here at this bolt because you want it centered on that dry shaft yoke. And we got 52 and 5/8. However, you add 1 inch. You had 1 inch for free play, okay? And that gives you your total length that you need for a dry shaft, which ours come up to 53 and 5/8, which I wrote down on the fender so I can go get it made. You don't want to like guess on this. Thank you, Napa and Chillicothe. I actually took it there and I was going to have them just make it. You know what I mean? And somewhere I wrote on here, I would have been real off because I put 3 inches longer. It's not. This dry shaft is 47 inches. Wherever the... I would have been wrong, I think. Where the crap did I put mine? Man, did I leave it under there? I did. So, I was trying to measure it while on the rack. Wrong thing to do. Because you're not going to get a measurement that's accurate at all. So let's just say, for argument's sake, we got from here. All right. Well, I guess technically it would have been from about, tell you the truth, it would have been pretty close, but not close enough. I would have been still too short. Actually, I'd have been right about an inch short, maybe a little more, because I was trying to measure from roughly, I don't even remember. It just doesn't, it didn't make sense the way I was trying to measure. I was trying to measure it wrong just to speed up the process, and that's not the thing to do, okay? So don't rush it. I had all these 4 on rollers last night. Nonetheless, this is the right height. It's going to be out of the rear. I have my air shocks on it. Yep, we put air shocks on it because I like to party. And these are original springs in the rear. So, you know, we don't want that low sag that we had. We also put the air shock air thing right there. So it's kind of hid. I kind of like it. But I kind of like it all together like that, and it made the ride height even on it. We have original springs in the rear. We have brand new up front. So the brand new springs have not quite settled and worn in yet. Man, they're not going to for a minute. So how do you fix it? Cheapest way, get you some air shocks. You can go up to 90 PSI and you can like really send this sucker up. I think I have 60 in there now, which is, honestly, it puts the ride height at a beautiful place that I like it. So that's where we're going to leave that. Now, last but not least, let's measure for this belt. This is how I'm doing it. I heard you can take a piece of string. I don't know. I want you guys to be able to see this. So, where in the world did I put my flashlight? It's in my pocket. Okay. So, let's see. Does that, oh, that works great. Cool. Now, this is just how I did it. I took the old belt. Now, you're going to route it to where your tensioner is going to be able to tension and, well, put tension on the belt. See, if I would route this some crazy way, like where this would be on this side for whatever reason, the tensioner couldn't work. So don't do that. The tensioner, make sure, you know, it's going to be able to put tension on there. The tensioner on this one, you crank down to relieve the tension. So, you know, if it's this way, it's going to have the tension on it. I took there it is. I took this guy right here. And what I did is I wrapped it around every pulley the way I was going to route it. Okay? Now, essentially, in the whole theories of things, if I mark this correctly, or even halfly correctly, it should give me close to what I need. Okay? So, I'm going to mark it where it meets. So I'm going to mark it here and there. Now, what I'm going to do is pull the belt off. Mark that right there. Now this is a factory belt setup-ish. All these are factory pulleys. I cut this bracket to make this cleaner. I cut down here to get rid of the AC. Just because, you know. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to measure this belt. There it is. So we're going to measure as closely as we can. We're going to put it right here. Woo! Keep going. And we're just going to measure until we hit that other silver line. And that is way too short, so we must go the other way. But that's a good thing, you know? Shows you it's not scripted, right? So now let's do it the other way, because we know we don't have a 29-inch belt. So now we're going to go until we hit the other silver line. Now if you want to cut it after this, you do you, I'm going to do me. So if I remember right, yep, I need almost a 62-inch belt. It's a 61 3/4. Now, I've read on the internet, it says add up to 1.5 inches, because that's with this pulley with all the tension on it, okay? So I've got 61 3/4. Essentially, I could go 62 3/4, and it should be gooder-ish. You know, the good thing is, if you're friends with some parts guys, you can go to O'Reilly's and just bug the crap out of them and like, hey man, I might need this belt, and I might need a more gooder, bigger one, or I might need a more gooder, like not so longer one. And smile, because people like you when you smile. So go ahead and do that. Smile, and then get you one that's at least, I'm going to go 1 inch longer, so I'm going to go 62 3/4 inches or something close to it. Maybe 62.5. I don't know. This one is apparently, yeah, I don't know how this one reads. It's a big one, okay? I don't know. Usually you can decipher these a little bit. I don't know if it's, this is a lot bigger than what I need, so I know it's not a 60-inch belt. I don't think it's a 90-inch belt. I don't know. I don't know how these Dacos read. Yeah. But you can look up on how to find the correct belt. You know, nonetheless, they can put it on their belt stretch thing and be like, hey, this is a 62.5 or a 63. Maybe you can get away with a 63. According to the internet, you can. If you got one that's 61 3/4, because you can get up to 1.5 inches. So you would still be good, in theory, running the 63-inch belt. So that may be an option. We're going to see how close we can get to 62 3/4, and just we're going to go from there. So that's how to measure for your belt. I've heard you can take a piece of string and kind of do the exact same thing and add 1.5 inches. Somebody let me know down there in the bottom. I don't really know. This is my first time doing this, but I wanted to keep these pulleys. Why? Well, because they already exist, because I don't have any money in them, and because this mounts perfectly to the factory bracket with factory bolts, and it just looks, honestly, I think it looks cleaner. I have a tensioner. I didn't have to buy any kind of belt setup whatsoever. It's already there. So, and if somebody's asking, how did you get it to clear the lower control arm or the lower sway bar? Whenever we got the motor and transmission clear, like where it's supposed to be, everything's set the way it was supposed to. It's now got plenty of room down there at the bottom, so my initial worry of that is gone. We're going to put spacers on the bar that runs underneath the oil pan, wherever it's at. I have no idea, I can't remember. So we're going to go ahead and get that stuff lined up. Next time you see this, guys, it might be under minor construction for all this wiring, because we're getting, it might be under construction for all this wiring because we're getting closer to game time. We did buy a fuel pump from CJ Pony Parts. It's a factory in the tank one for fuel injection. It was made by Holly. We caught it on sale, so it was still not cheap. Just throwing that out there. The daggone bugs are starting to get me again, so it's gonna be a good one. But yeah, so we're gonna put these things on there with that, and we got a few buttoning up things to do, but I just want to show you guys how to measure for things. The dry shaft, that's absolutely 100% sure how to measure it. Like I say, go to the center of this one. I don't believe it's this one. It should be this guy right here, because this is on the dry shaft itself. Halfway point to there, all the way up to the very rear of your tail housing. Add 1 inch. That's the length dry shaft you need. So there you go. There's that, okay? Other than that, guys and gals, that's going to wrap this one up for tonight. Just short and sweet. And if you guys are looking to polish up some wheels super quick, these things came from the Amazonian site. They go in a grinder, cutoff thing. Use one that plugs in by electric, because if not, you're going to eat through 3 batteries at least that are still on charge from last night. You're going to eat through those batteries, I promise you. I know a guy that did that last night. It is what it is. So plan your things accordingly and get one that plugs in, because if not, you're really going to eat through some batteries. But we got a lot of work to do, and we got to get cracking. So I'm going to finish cleaning this up, actually with some SOS pads, I believe, because if it's going to put like little tiny scratches in it, let's just use some SOS, right? So that's that. It does clean it up. I will say that. The aluminum does clean it up. But I think the SOS will probably work quicker. And, you know, time is of the essence. All right? Thank you guys for watching. If you guys got any questions, please just shoot them down there. If you guys got any suggestions, shoot them down there. Believe me, I'm never too good to listen. But hopefully this helps you guys out. We're going to be mounting the shifter really soon. And we might do that later tonight or this week. And we got the headliner to do very, very, very soon. We're coming up on the wrapping this old baby up and getting it ready for paint. I know it doesn't look like it because we have, oh my God, so much grinding and sanding and to do. You know what I mean? Just a lot of breathing. But anyway, we're getting there, and hopefully this is encouraging you guys and gals to get those things out. Summertime is almost here. We're champing at the bit to get this sucker done by then. I don't know if we're going to make it, but it's going to be a really good try. All right? Thanks for watching. I appreciate every daggone one of you. If you don't mind, just a real quick, you know, just somewhere down there, hit the old like and subscribe button. I'd appreciate it. And we'll see you guys next time here on Right Turn Garage TV. Y'all have a great weekend.